welcome to Dreamland's channel. We're gonna go ahead and be reading Yandere/'s ex-listener up in here. I am super excited for this. I've been dying to read this. Also, I would like to get a little, little apology because I haven't been uploading too much. And if I haven't, I do sincerely apologize since school is close to starting and I am currently in summer band camp. It's kind of hard to juggle all those at the same time. I will try my best to keep going smoothly with the videos and everything. And anywho, without getting any more over apologetic over here, last where we left off. Okay, so if you guys don't remember what kind of happened to cause us to be in the bathroom basically throwing our guts away, basically Freddy Krueger, or known as the dumbass / bitch, he revealed to us that, oh yeah, Hannibal is a cannibal. Hannibal is a cannibal, pretty much. And we were thinking of all of a sudden parts where he fed us food or made us food, and we immediately thought, oh no, this is not good, bro. And we just felt the urge to throw up, because understandably I would throw up too. Mika ended up following us to help us out, and we were like, he better not have, or something like that. And he was like, he's too smart for that. He's a sneaky bitch, but he's smart, very smart. And we just kind of get a little cuddly with Mika, just trying to get some comfort. But while you guys were hugging, Mika was being a little snicky and left the door open just so they just can, like, kind of hear the interaction at the same time, come and see the interaction. Everyone ended up at the door, right? And they were just looking at him in jealousy while Mika was like, hehe, hehe. And everyone's asking if we were okay, and blah, 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 blah. And Freddy, of course, with his comebacks. And we kind of just talked to Hannibal a little bit, trying to kind of get through to the part where he is a cannibal. And when we were talking about, like, you're a cannibal, he's like, no, I prefer ethical butcher. What? How did that make no sense? I was confused as well. And freaking Hannibal's like, forgive me, mi amor. I love you too much. I promise I won't do anything again. And we're like, forgive you? Forgiveness? I don't think so. I don't think forgiveness is worth. You know what I'm saying? We're like, forgiveness is not. And we were just like, I'm done. We're not forgiving him. We rush out before Hannibal could even speak another word to us. Later on, I would like to say this is kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. But before that, we end up sleeping. Dream Demon being a bitch, and we kind of we just do a small thing, like, I don't know. We basically create a knife in our dreams and stab ourselves to get out of it. Totally natural. And after that, we just immediately just go like this. Oh my gosh, we should totally go to Jason's place. So we pack up, get dressed. Mikael is just like, where are you going? And we're like, none of your business. And then they argue for a minute. And then longly but short, even though this girlie said she was gonna go by herself, no. She ain't going by herself. She's going with the whole crew, because she's like, why not? And I was like, why not? Should I give you the reasons? What the hell? And yeah, basically, sorry y'all, I got immediately cut off, but now we are back to present time. I'm super excited for this. We is in chapter 69, Mesmerizing Memories. God, I love you. Mikael, you stammered slightly from shock, not expecting such adulation to be stemming from the stalker in the middle of the night. What are you doing? You're just going to piss off the others, especially... I knew it! The very person you were quickly going to warn Mikael popped up and interrupted you instead, tears of hurt prickling at the edges of Norman's eyes. So this is why you always try and stay the closest to YN. Norman, hold on. You panicked, pushing away from Mika's passionate hold as you faced the younger male nervously. It was nothing but a hug, that's all. No! Norman stomped his foot on the floor and started frantically losing it, now growing worked up in the process. He's hugged you like that on purpose. Why? To get in between us. Mika's nothing but... Norman, honey, listen to me. Softly cupping his cheeks, you soothed his childish tantrum and caressed his skin with both thumbs, slowly shushing him. Don't focus on Mikael so much. Didn't you say you wanted to go and walk around Camp Crystal Lake together? Well, yeah, but... Well, how is walking around the lake together going to happen if you don't calm down and take control of the situation? You delicately pointed out, doing your best to distract Norman by directing his attention towards you and away from Mikael. Why don't you think of this as a date then? You know, to cheer me up from the nightmare that Freddy gave me. You lied dramatically, praying that your little exaggeration would excite the emotional boy and pacify the unnecessary chaos. We're going on a date? Norman slowly double-checked in delight, switching moods entirely while he flung his arms around your neck and nuzzled into your shoulder cutely. Yes, exactly. You purposely curled your arms around him in return and hugged him close, wanting to make sure that Norman felt as special as Mikael did. Once the three of you waited for Norman, at least try and control yourself. Hannibal sighed after appearing in the middle of the hallway, traces of irritation trickling through his tone as he sternly placed one hand on Norman's shoulder from behind. Blaming Mikael for supposedly wanting to drive a wedge between you and YN isn't very pleasant, but I wasn't. All that aside, my most sincere apologies on making you wait for so long. And I think that says my little flower. ¿Verdad? I think so. Let me know in the comments if you want to translate that and translate it. Anyway, Hannibal turned his attention over to you instead and sweetly apologized, using his other hand to raise yours up and plant a very gentle kiss upon the top. Trying your best to ignore your uneven heartbeat and heated up cheeks, you tried your best to remember the previous events that had taken place and became stressed. No problem. He timidly brushed his words off while opening the front door, wanting nothing more than just to visit Jason and calm down. Oh, Wyatt, I'm so happy! Norman chatted in a bubbly tone of voice, sliding his fingers through yours as his feelings instantly changed. We're going on another date! Isn't this exciting? Sure. You softened your voice before responding, squeezing his hand whilst suppressing the urge to yawn again due to sleepiness. Despite having erratic emotions, Norman was definitely cute. In fact, that was probably why... No, wait. What on earth were you thinking? How's your arm feeling at the moment? Hannibal struck up a conversation and broke the silence with a warm smile, causing you to hesitate inside. How were you supposed to feel about him, after all the vile things you'd previously been told? Then again, he's always acted exponentially sweet. Always. Especially when it came to you. You couldn't accept his disturbing ways just because of how charming he behaved, could you? No. That would be crazy. But didn't you already know that you were dating an underlying serial killer? Thinking back, you suddenly realized that your past memories were showing how you really felt and thought about the psychiatrist walking by your side. And basically when they first met, they bumped into each other and he was very nice and helped us pick up the things that we dropped during that the accidental bumping into, and he kind of just gets interested and asks and what type of classes and whatnot. And he's like, psychology? Fine subject. And something like that. And we're like, we love psychology. Yeah. So something like that. And this is just a whole thing of their interaction. And at the same time, it's also mixed with some other memories where we're slowly figuring out what we're exactly getting into with all these serial killers. And he's like, it's dangerous. And we're like, ah. And something like that. It basically just being flirtatious as heck, bro. Flirtatious. And now we're just a red ball of flame, literally, of cheeks. Anyways. You just couldn't help it. Alright, y'all. So we is in chapter 70, Conflicting Chaos. Oh, my arm's fine. Thank you. You shyly answered, unable to prevent a burgundy blush spreading across your face like wildfire. So please don't worry about it. That I am very glad to hear. Hannibal spoke with another one of his soft smiles, sending you a very gentle glance and soothing your stress levels ever so slightly. So what do you want to do when we get there? Norman innocently piped up, squeezing your hand and eyeing Hannibal with nothing but an insane amount of dislike. I mean, we could play tag or hide and seek, or... Before he could finish, Mika shoved the notepad in Norman's direction and shook his head, clearly irritated by something the younger boy had said. Curious, you moved your head to the side a little and peeked at the piece of paper, wondering what the stalker had silently said. Shut up, she said before what she was going to do, stupid. She's going to see Jason. Don't be so mean to me. Norman lashed out in tears, crumbling the note into a ball with his fist and glaring at said slasher viciously. Wyatt and I are on a date, so stop trying to ruin it, you jerk. Guys, come on. You tried to tiredly intercept, but they were too focused on fighting. Norman bringing out his sharp pocket knife and Mikaela gripping his kitchen knife tightly. Crystal Lake's right over there, so please don't start. What are you, jealous? Norman shrieked at the stalker hatefully, swinging his weapon around multiple times and trying to land a hit on the other older male. Mikael, Norman, I'd advise the two of you to stop if I were you. Although Hannibal had stepped in with a professional personality, you could tell that he wasn't too pleased with the way they were behaving. Shut up! Norman yelled at the psychiatrist furiously, ignoring his words completely due to his fixation on attacking Mikael. You're nothing but a selfish, twisted psychopath. You lied to Wayne almost about everything, so don't even start with me, Hannibal. I did what I did in the past to protect her from you lowlives. Unlike you degenerates, I've never failed to show Wyatt the highest amount of respect. So if I were you, Norman, I'd watch what you say. Hannibal coldly retaliated, his sharp retort causing your eyes to widen. Hannibal? You couldn't even form a proper sentence. Your feet glued to the ground whilst you stared at the three slashers with an anxious look. Don't you think that was a bit unnecessary? I do apologize for the unusual lack of manners, dearest, but I refuse to allow someone like him to disrespect me in a repulsive way. The smartly dressed male smoothly replied, holding your waist with his left hand and delicately cradling the left side of your face with his right. So please don't presume that I usually act like that towards others. I wasn't planning on it. You stammered faintly, your blush brightening because of the unexpected act of why can't I say this word right? Intimacy. I just thought that was going a bit too... Before you could continue speaking, you were shocked by Mikaela's sudden behavior. The quiet killer grabbing Hannibal by the throat and slamming him against the tree. Mikaela, why would you... Why? And then, hold on, excuse me. Wyatt, welcome back. A rough voice that you recognized called from behind, scooping you in a very happy bear hug. Welcome back. Leave her alone, Jason. Norman turned his attention away from Mikael and instead towards Jason, jealousy dripping from his tone as he quickly noticed the hugely affectionate hug. Seriously? What's your problem? A gasp left your lips when you watched the psychiatrist bring out a pocket knife of his own, Hannibal stabbing Mikael in the shoulder and managing to escape his malicious grasp. What childish behavior. He sighed before shaking his head and dusting the dirt from his shoulders. And here I thought Jason and Norman were the only immature ones in our group. Growing angry again, Mikael began to lunge at Hannibal but stumbled, Norman forcing his knife into the stalker's side and crazily twitching. "I hate you all!" he shouted, all three of them joining in the furious fight and attacking one another. Oh, okay, Hannibal. Okay, man, you are so, not a low life, bro. Okay. Wait! Your voice shook with alarm, not understanding where all this animosity came from. After all, Hannibal rarely fought. So, what caused all this commotion? Us. And another thing. It was in the middle of the night. All you wanted to do was cool off and calm down with a walk around Camp Crystal Lake. Was that too much to ask for? Well, when you bring them, kinda. Picking up on your panic state, Jason pulled away from the hug and lightly held your hand, moving you back a few steps to create distance between you and the barbaric hostility. Just ignore them, he spoke soothingly, wrapping his arm around your waist and leaning his head against yours with endearment. Oh, I love you, Jason. But it's stressing me out. Tears prickled down your cheeks as you gripped Jason's shirt and hid your face in his chest, slowly losing it. You just couldn't take this anymore. The stress, the tension, the whirlwind of chaos. It was emotionally draining. It'll be okay. The childlike killer sweetly comforted, ruffling the top of your hair and trying his best to distract you from the toxic fight. Because I love you, Wyan. I love you. Never, ever forget that. I won't, you whispered warmly, wiping the tears from your eyes whilst they gleamed with gratitude. I promise. And just so you know, I love you too. Really? Jason seemed to grow extremely excited by your response. The masked male dropping his machete and deciding to whirl you around like a little child. You stuttered slightly after he placed you back down, embarrassment taking control of your expression straight after. Wyan? Norman stared at you with immense hurt, shocked by what he just heard from you. You can't mean that. Come on. Norman, hold on a minute. You faced him with worry, sensing how unstable he was and wondering how to handle this. I care about you all. I promise you. I thought you loved me. The dark-haired male boy heartbrokenly sobbed, gazing at you with a massive amount of devastation. You can't choose him over me. I won't let you. Wait a second. Now I'm not choosing anyone over anyone. You held your hands up in front of you and looked at him with desperation, wishing you knew how to calm him down. I can't. Norman gripped his knife as tightly as he possibly could before glaring at Jason, his eyes filled with nothing but immense loathing. No, I won't let him tear us apart. After that, the enraged male lunged towards Jason venomously, aiming straight for the heart as he raised his knife without a second thought. Thinking fast, Jason grasped your wrist and yanked you behind him, using his other hand to twist Norman's and force him to drop the knife, set uncaringly. Let me go, you jerk! Norman fistfully hissed. No. Jason snapped back darkly, taking it one step further and raising him up in the air by his throat. Apologize to Wyan now. But I didn't do anything wrong. Norman wept emotionally. You're the one who's doing something wrong. Wyan wants to be with me and you're bothering her. Apart from our sweet Wyan, I think we're all letting things get a little bit out of hand here. Hannibal moved to Jason's side and placed his hand on the other slasher's shoulders, gesturing for him to release Norman from his hold and pacify said situation. Hannibal's right, you wearily agreed, breaking free of Jason's hold on your wrist and struggling to stay composed. All I wanted to do was forget about what happened earlier and calm myself down. I mean, is it really so much to ask? But when is that? You repeated in a stern of voice. So much to ask for? I guess not. He really said, oh shit. Oh no. Oh no, bro. Oh no. Oh goodness. Anyway, oh crap. We is in chapter 71. Favorite. Good. Now let's go, Jason. I like to get to Camp Crystal Lake sometime before sunrise, you know. You lightly commented, hating how your yawns were becoming more and more consistent by every passing hour. Wait, I thought we were staying together on our date. Norman looked at you with an incredibly pained expression, his anger towards the others bubbling to the surface once more. Are you stupid? Did you not understand what I told you before? Mikhail scribbled on the notepad before shoving it in Norman's direction, both killers growing annoyed. Though, Mikhail's reason for being annoyed was different from Norman's. The silent killer was brimming with possessive jealousy, obsession overflowing from his desire to stick by your side and watch you over you 24/7. The timid male's reasons were merely love. In Mikhail's mind, Norman's reaction for loving you was absolutely ridiculous. Pathetic, even. He hated Hannibal and Kruger, too. But they were another story. Right now, he had to focus on whether or not he should stalk you during your time with that joke of a killer, Jason. Shut up! Norman's voice rose as he became more and more agitated again, clenching his fist while he twitched ever so slightly. Norman, Mikhail, why don't you both just give YN the choice to decide what she wants to do? After all, if we continue pestering her like this, she might not want to carry on the agreement any longer. Hannibal pointed out in an underlying threat, flashing you a rather possessive smile. What's that supposed to mean? You shot back defensively. Why wouldn't I? It protects my mother, and I like... Well, it doesn't matter. Oh. Hannibal picked up on your particular cover-up and chuckled, clearly interested in your sudden defensive mood swing. Why, my dear, everything you say to us matters. At least, to me it does. Unfortunately, I can't speak for... No shit, you can't speak for everyone. You recognized the voice right away, surprised when the Dream Demon appeared right in front of your eyes and slashed at Hannibal. Are you serious? You explained after a few seconds, clasping both of your hands against your chest as you fought to keep it together. All I wanted to do was walk around the lake and relax with Jason. Why can't any of you leave me alone? Though, upon hearing that question, the demonic slasher disappeared and reappeared right in front of you before you could even blink, tilting the tip of your chin with his left hand and playing with a few locks of hair with his gloved one. Leave you alone? Oh, princess, princess, princess. I could never do that. Freddy possessively purred, gazing at you with those enticing emerald-colored eyes of his. Mikhail, furious by this intimate embrace, attempted to stab Freddy right off the bat. But due to his irritation, due to his irritation, the other killer simply laughed, vanishing instantly. But how did I have enough power to do that in the real world? The burnt male interrupted your thoughts without you even opening your mouth, dodging Norman's attacks and then slamming his finger and knives straight through the younger boy's shoulders. Norman! You shrieked his name anxiously, glancing at Mikhail, Jason, and Hannibal for some sort of help or assistance. Unfortunately for you, they were only focused on one thing, taking down the killer ahead of them. Well, let's just say. Freddy paused for a moment, grinning while he managed to dodge Jason's machete. Souls of children give me strength. Souls of children? You uneasily repeated. Wait a minute. So, what's have been trying to visit Camp Crystal Lake? You've been gathering and killing... What, did you think I was just gonna stand back and let you spend more time with the others? The Dream Demon asked with a disbelieving laugh, grasping the sides of your arms from behind and pulling you right into his chest. I'd say keep dreaming, dollface, but you're not exactly asleep, now are you? Leave her out of this! Jason hatefully snapped at him, swinging his weapon around and eventually ending a hit on the arrogant killer. Fuck! Freddy swore wildly, recoiling to recover from Jason's unanticipated attack. I forgot how much this hurts to be human. And off my territory. Jason fired at him viciously, loathing how affectionately he held you. Pfft, I don't have to do shit. The Springwood slasher retaliated sharply, recovering swiftly and scraping his blades right across Jason's chest as means of revenge. Nobody tells me what to do, fuckface. At least my mother didn't reject me. Jason maliciously taunted, clutching his chest while he stumbled back a tiny bit. Although Freddy didn't say anything at first, you could see the hockey mask killer had struck a slight chord. The burnt dream demon's psychotic grin returning. Aw, how sweet. He sneered spitefully. You think I give a damn? Well, hate to break it to you, mama's boy, but I couldn't give less of a fuck. Stop, you shouted stressfully, getting in between the two slashers once more. Just stop, both of you. I've had enough of this. This is pointless. Utterly pointless. But Freddy, but Krueger tried to get between us, YN. Norman furiously exploded, tears twinkling in his eyes as he forcibly grabbed your hand. He interrupted our date, and Mikael, not finding Norman to be a nuisance, threw him to the ground from his neck and resumed the fight, causing it to become even more out of control. If you had any idea on what was going on, and you'd know that I didn't fucking ruin anything, and know that I didn't ruin anything, so stay out of this, bitch. Like, for real. I mixed it up with Hannibal's voice. Sorry, y'all. Anyways, after that, Freddy rolled his eyes and turned back to face the mute, the baby, and the cannibal, his ignorance returning. You're just as unpleasant as the first day you entered our household, Hannibal announced in annoyance, still gripping his knife before swiping at him. And you're just as stuck up as I remember. The dream demon smirked and pulled the disappearing, reappearing act a third time, amused by how you were surrounded by them in a circle. Crap. What do you plan to do now, sweets? Freddy chuckled deviously, feeling your fear level rise and feeding from it. After all, you did say you date us all, didn't you? Yeah, but you couldn't muster any sort of sentence. Looking from slasher to slasher, whilst you felt your heart drop. Let's see now. The dark-hearted demon paused for a split second and carried on smirking, enjoying your stressed out state. You've got the mama's boy. He pointed the forefinger of his finger knives at Jason, who let out a fierce snarl. Stop it, Freddy. That's the stuck-up psychiatrist. You're just making it worse. The silent freak. Stop insulting them. The weak baby. I don't understand. Why are you? And finally, me. Your point being? You unhappily wondered, watching with worry as Norman whimpered, the younger male climbing to his feet and clutching his shoulders in anguish. Come on, surely you have a favorite in the group. Freddy sweetly hummed, a wicked glint taking over his gaze as he watched you stiffen up. You must have. Your jaw dried up, your body froze, and pretty much everything prevented you from standing strong. A favorite? There was. There was just no way. Was there? Well, I'll tell you my favorite now is going to be Jason. Because Jason is the baba. He's the baba. He is like the best, period. My second favorite is Mikael. My third favorite is Hannibal because you can see them. Like, at first, like, I don't know, because I know my top favorite is going to be Jason no matter what. Second favorite, Mikael, because we spend more time with him, you know what I'm saying? Hannibal third. Fourth is going to be Norman. And fifth is going to be Freddy. I don't really like Norman too much, but at some points he is adorable, he is cute, he's a really good character, but at the same time, this man I wish sometimes I could just shove a whole cork in his mouth so he could just shut up for once, you know what I'm saying? Please tell me I'm not the only one, please. Anyway, chapter 72, not 1, but 5. A favorite? There was. There was no way, was there? You tried your best to think back to your previous memories of each slasher, but that just made it more difficult. Your thoughts clashing with one another and causing your heart to grow conflicted. Freddy, Hannibal, Mikael, Jason, Norman. Every single one of them had messed with your emotions and forced you to feel somewhat safe around them. They were also so different from the usual serial killer, from each other. Just hanging around them intrigued you somehow. Even your earlier encounters with each slasher had contrast with one another. Everything was just so... Oh my goodness. So basically, as soon as you say you didn't say it, I said it. It's true. That's a flashback. So if no one knew, now you know. Leslie's helping. And basically we go packed, and Freddy's like, "Why is your heart beating fast whenever I'm near you?" "'Cause I'm scared." That's my reason. And freaking with Mika was like the earlier scene when we started reading. He's like, "God, I love you." Like, like for real. And freaking Norman is like, I'm obsessed. And Hannibal, again, you know, the gentleman he is. Period. Anyways, getting back into now current time. Staring down at the dirty ground, you held your head between your hands and gripped your hair, internally stressing out while you wondered how to handle this. YN? Hannibal's gentle voice cut through your thoughts and made you look up, also making you realize that your eyes were filled with tears. Please don't let Kruger's childish words get to you. It's not true, you whispered weakly, catching the attention of every killer that surrounded you. I don't have a favorite because because Freddy evilly echoed, blowing you a kiss before wiggling his gloved hand in your direction, like some sort of wave. Stop it, Kruger. Hannibal demanded him sternly, shooting him a disapproving look. It's unfair to push her this far. Yeah, stop it! Norman feebly joined in, still clutching his arm and now glaring. It's not nice. Bully. Jason snapped at the burnt male resentfully, holding his machete firmly and struggling to contain his childlike temper. Mikael, having none of it, strode across the group of slashers and shoved his kitchen knife straight through Freddy's heart. The dream demon letting out a vicious growl. You son of a bitch! He coldly cursed, deciding to reappear somehow and said someplace in the said circle. I can still regenerate in the real world, you stalkerish freak. Freddy, are you... Relax, sweets. I'm fine. The dream demon brushed your gasp to the side dismissively. His real-life injury slowly but surely healing whilst he eyed Mika with a huge amount of hatred. Mika said, "Oh, fuck this bitch. I'm gonna fuck this bitch up." And he really did. Excuse me. Wish you weren't. Wish you weren't. Jason snarled at the cruel killer straight after, the three of them getting ready to start another fight. I wish you weren't either. Norman sided with the hockey mask slasher too, stomping his foot and staring at Freddy with nothing but animosity. What's with kids today, huh? Freddy mocked Norman once his wounds had almost fixed themselves. No respect. Hey, I am not a... Before Norman could retaliate, Jason threw one of his pocket knives at Freddy with unbelievable speed. Though a sound of frustration slipped from behind his mask, once the demon swiftly dodged said weapon. We wouldn't even be in this mess if Jason hadn't somehow coerced YN into visiting him again. Norman crazily yelled, his accusation throwing you off and making your eyes widen. How is it my fault? Jason shouted back defensively, swinging his machete at Norman next. Norman, no. He didn't coerce me, I swear. You tried to calm down the dark-haired boy down, and to your surprise, it worked to some degree. Norman actually turning around to listen to you properly. But if he didn't coerce you, then why'd you want to come here? Norman asked in confusion, frowning a bit due to his bewilderment and lack of understanding. I wanted to come here because... You timidly trailed off, taking a deep breath in before moving backwards ever so slightly. Because I love him. What? Norman burst into more sobs. Mikhail's grip on his knife tightened. Freddy looked infuriated, and and Hannibal's smile started to become rather strained. Jason, on the other hand, looked tremendously overjoyed, racing over to you and pulling you in a very sweet bear hug. Do you really mean it? He joyfully explained, wrapping his arms around your body and resting his head atop yours. Of course she doesn't, Freddy hissed as soon as Jason asked, his jealousy reaching its breaking point as he grew seriously unstable. No, seriously, I thought we'd been through this before, princess. Freddy spoke in a dangerously low tone of voice, his unhinged smile and possessive attitude causing you to feel a tad bit unnerved. You're mine, remember? No, wait, you guys aren't understanding. When I thought you loved me? Norman wailed in despair, struggling to break apart the hold that Jason had on you. You're not cheating on me, are you? I would never... Everyone, you're taking things way too far. I'd appreciate if you'd all calm down. Hannibal rose his voice and instead walked to your side, softly being able to remove you from Jason's tight grasp via your waist. Now, Ian, are you quite all right? That was rather a rough hug Jason randomly gave you. You opened your mouth to reply, but Mikaela suddenly stepped in, the stalker's arm curling around your waist next before yanking you to his side protectively. Then, he angled his kitchen knife straight to Hannibal's throat, signaling the psychiatrist not to even attempt to move closer to your beautiful form. Though, all this extra chaos and conflict just made what you were trying to say more difficult. In fact, you wondered if you could even have the courage to admit it. Could you tell them how you really felt? Could you tell them why you didn't have a favorite? And another thing, how would they take it? Good? Bad? Let my girl go, or so help me, I will make sure you won't ever find your sister, you fucking freak. Freddy violently threatened, dislike dripping from his tone as he held his metal claws out maliciously. Stop! You shouted out, breaking free from Mika's hold and forcing yourself to say what you were planning on saying. Nobody is my favorite. I don't have one. How can I win? When? Hannibal delicately using one hand to push Mika's knife down from his neck and face you directly. Your heart pounded while you shook a little, blush coloring your cheeks as you partly chickened out. Partially? No, you had to do this. How can I have a favorite when I love you all? You confessed weirdly, holding either side to your arms and trying not to cry. I do. I really, really do. And with that, you dropped to the ground, your voice growing louder until you were shouting from trusting yourself. You hear me? I love you all. Once you really revealed your true feelings to them, you realized that you were in love with not only one serial killer, but 5. Oh my gosh, hold on. Is that it? Oh my gosh. Y'all, we've reached the end. Oh my goodness. Let me know what you guys think is gonna happen in the next book in the comments down below. Honestly, I can't tell y'all because I already pretty much know since I finished reading the whole thing. But y'all, it's gonna get interesting. I'm gonna tell y'all, it's gonna get interesting. The energy is gonna be there. The energy, bro. I'm so excited. Okay. But anyways, I do hope you guys enjoyed this. I will be making a separate playlist for each book, but they will have a similar title to it. Just, with book 2, part 2, pretty much. There is also a book 3, and I don't know if they're going to make any books from that, But I will try to read every single sequel to this story because honestly, I love it and I just will not stop reading it. So, I mean, why not? Why not? Let's just have the whole thing. Ba. Right then and there. Alright? Anywho, I do hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more amazing videos, guys. I will try and post as much as possible, like I said, but it is kind of hard because of everything else going on. You know, your girl got a life to live. You know what I'm saying? But she gonna try and give you guys a peace of mind knowing that your girl's gonna be posting videos all about the stories you guys love to hear about. Yeah, and listen to in peace. I hope that at least now you will have comfort knowing that your girl is gonna 100%, no matter what, read part 2. It will come later on, I promise. But we'll be reading part 2. Now I also like think about it, this is like the second story that's ending. That's crazy. So we'll see if we're gonna start a new book or not. I'm so excited. We already are, but like another book. We'll see. Anyways, your girl sadly gotta go, y'all. Hopefully you have an amazing day or amazing sleep, either one. But anyways, your girl's gotta go. Bye and peace.
I see the type of person you are.